Jay from Team DMA at it again with another video. So welcome back to the channel, you guys. So I wanted to discuss really quick recap on day number 2 of Richmond, Virginia, I believe, with YCS going on there. And I'm gonna go over some of the duels, not all of them, but I'm just gonna go over some of them really quickly and then move on to like the top 4, which you already know, Unchained and stuff like that. But let's move forward on the video and check that out. So the first one I believe is the Minkanko deck. So just a real quick recap on these decks that are appearing that people have never heard of. I believe this deck already won. It was either in the top 4 or already won an event and people are not even aware of it. And just keep in mind that it's not true what people say about certain decks, like saying they're weak or they're rogue. Or it's none of that. Like I've always told you guys before, you need a good pilot and then you need a good engine and good combos. You can make any deck top tier and pull out of that the rogue. All it is the pilot and then the pilot making a good deck, and that's what I've always told people. Before we move on with the video, there was other decks that I saw performing really well. I think I saw a Tri Brigade, a Sprite that's very common, and then we got to see the Unchained, and there was some other decks too that we'll be moving on to check this out. I don't remember what he was playing against, but we'll check it out.
Acid Golem in defense.
So it switches control.
Oh yeah, I know. Let me read Acid Golem.
The only effect that you really need to be aware of is that you can't special summon.
Oh, I think we've seen Pack here also from.
I don't think Tyler's as excited about everything that's happened so far anymore.
Team
yeah,
Samurai.
he's picking up his cards. I think he realized that he wasn't going to be able to do
Infernoid.
much if he controlled Acid Golem and the Destruction. So again, he's a fan of 5Ds, maybe not so much of Zexal.
So his board was too big. There's too much to deal with.
In
So
game 1, really just showing what his deck tries to do. Didn't even get to finish his combo here. I think Acid Golem was really all about
It is nice to actually get a couple
oh,
of
so I guess
Just
it was
one
tier limits. It was a tier limits he was playing.
Just like a very strong start gets you access to everything you need. Normally you want to add something along the lines of Sharon or yeah, Sharon, or sometimes Sharon is the best way to go. You just want to start putting those top cards of your deck in the graveyard as soon as you can. You don't really want to start with Reinhardt when you don't already have set up, because Reinhardt's not the card it used to be anymore when you don't have to close.
It is not, unfortunately. But that's what's so great about Shield.
And you already know how this deck works, right?
I think at this point, maybe you just want to play it safe, normal summon Reinhardt, send another copy of Teolis Kashira, just to either send the top 2 cards. Oh no, okay, he's going to opt to use half this here. So that's the second name of the 3, with Sharon being on the field. So this is going to make a Garuda with the Nessie.
So from what I can tell, he's just going to try to establish a lot of interruptions and negations, but I mean, that shouldn't be a secret to you. This is old news.
So now Garuda's on the field.
So this is going to be summon number 5, is going to be the Bahamut Shark, which will force out a Nibiru the Primal Being if Simon has one. Otherwise, we're going to be playing with 1 free interruption after this point. I think once you see the Lava Golem, you're pretty aware that Nibiru is probably not the card you're dealing with anymore, but now you have to be aware.
He sees his hand with the effect.
Totally awesome that we're about to see. And any other powerful cards that Tyler put out.
I think maybe when you see something along the lines of Lava Golem, that means you try to set up Scream Celic, and you see you have the Teolis Kashira in your hand, maybe you try to hold it, knowing that any field that you make could easily be put immediately in the graveyard. You want to keep some interruption in your hand, so that at least you can trigger the Scream and the Celic.
So I had to go back on there because I put it in high speed and I missed the dumping, and that's what I was going to mention. I was going to mention that's all it does. It doesn't do anything else other than dumping. If you've never played against tier elements or you don't know what that is, then you don't understand. But it doesn't do anything else. People can argue and say it does more things. It doesn't. That's all it does. And from the dumping, their effects start. So if you can either banish from the graveyard, like the Kelbeck, or any other card that triggers in the graveyard, because that's all they do. Even with the shifter, it's just like auto win. The Bestial also very good against this deck.
Be able to use the which is a dark. So to resolve the effect of Merlee, this could easily make.
And it dumps just a lot of his cards. We're going to fast
So this is going to
forward.
be summon number 5, is going to be the Bahamut Shark, which will force out a Nibiru the Primal.
I'm just fast forwarding.
Now it's all about finding a way to trigger the Sheeran if you really want to, but not necessarily that you even have to, because you do have access to the Celic, so you're able to use that.
He seems like
I mean,
more likely
if
the
it
end
isn't
of the duel.
The full 8,000, I'm not so worried about it. As long as you have 1 life point, you have it to play. So now at least
The tournament brought the SP Knight.
So you're looking for something along the lines of Typhon or Access Code.
We're going to go ahead and take 1,000 life points off the top there.
Yeah, he
Wait,
used
for the
Lava
life point
Golem on
we
him.
should be
I
500
fast
left,
forward for
500
everything.
and 1,000 from Lava Golem.
Absolutely. So I'm looking here. I don't think Typhon can be active because did summon something from the extract at all in the previous turn?
Don't believe so. There really wasn't a whole lot that happened. We could normal
So you heard what he said, you can't target them,
and
Kanko.
leave the jewel to Kanko.
So I do, here, let me pause the video. In case you didn't know, I beat the Mikanko decks. There's 3 versions. I already beat it. They're very powerful. Basically, both their monsters and their spells come back from the graveyard, and they equip is what happens, and you can target them or destroy them. So I'll be sharing with you guys how to win. I have those duels. I'm going to be posting them. But these decks, they go like undefeated. They have a really long win streak. And then when they attack, they send cards back to either your hand or to the extra deck. And there's pretty much nothing you can do, but there's a loop around all of it. But just so you know, if you do manage to get something off the field, it's in vain because it all just comes back. And then they can fill up their whole field with their equip cards and their monsters. The whole field, all 5 monsters, 5 spell and trap. And they all, like I said, do the same thing, equip cards to monsters. And they're just getting rid of everything. Dragoon doesn't help. Nothing, almost nothing can help you, but I'll be revealing to it next time after this.
The equip spells, but you just can't target them? Let's take a look at... Well, okay, I didn't even see the Shyama hit the graveyard, but that is literally the ideal. That is the perfect answer to the situation. Because again, the destruction effect of Shyama, as far as your opponent's traps, does not target.
Absolutely right, and so it's a great card to include. It's nice to borrow a little bit from the Unchanged strategy here in the Tear Laments deck, and so that might be able to clear things out as far as the equip spell is concerned. And also you can target your opponent's monsters. You can just grab what you need to.
So right now they're just
Maybe
talking about cards that are not target and don't target, because if a card says you can't target it, you have to figure out a different way, right?
Will they just catch that really quick?
Yeah, I do see what you mean. It looks like that's Tear Laments Rhino Heart.
Yeah, Shyama will be able to destroy a card he controls, and then optionally... Oh, I mean, it just, yeah, it can only destroy a spell and trap here, but it will be able to destroy the equip spell instances because it does not target, which will unlock all of Huli's effects. Yep, and then we'll have to go to game 3 here with just under, just over 8 minutes on the clock.
So there you go. So he won that.
What that deck is about and how he's managed to keep the record that he has. But again, just like we talked about earlier, now we're
So all it was is finding a way to do a non-target. So you might be wondering, but he has a lot of monsters. Can he get through it? No, because you can't destroy them by battle. So you're stuck. So that's the way out, and that's what I was gonna talk about. I actually thought he was gonna lose, to be honest.
game 3, and the winner of this duel is likely to go.
YCS Richmond, top armor. He may have lost it. Houston looks like he's eyeing the Kelbeck.
Okay, so this
Get to the
this
Raging
is
Phoenix.
another duel.
Oh no, the Jaguar. That can do it. He just
different
away
duel.
all of his monsters for Raging Phoenix. Yep. So he's gonna put back the Balinx to summon the Jaguar from the graveyard. So since he summoned a monster to his own that sun level points to, he can add back a fire monster.
He got the Gazelle back, and now he's going to link summon Balinx
Yep.
and send all of his monsters to the graveyard for one more link summon.
And that's gonna be Raging Phoenix. This is a brand new card out of Soul Burning Volcano as well. He's gonna be able to use the Sanctuary to reincarnate summon, send it to the graveyard to summon itself, and then since it used itself as a material, he'll be able to add any Salmon Great spell or trap from the deck to the
I
hand.
think we're going to see Salmon Great Roar unless he already has it, which can negate anything.
And
There you
go.
go. So it's Salmon Great.
And Salmon Great
It's
Roar
mixed
to the
with
hand.
something
I love
else. I don't know
this
what.
if a monster is destroyed, you can special summon it back in the graveyard and gain the attack of your monster.
Fast forward, because I don't want this video to be too long. This is a
Stick
very
to the
long
draw.
thing.
That Nibiru in particular in his opening, or that Evenly Magic.
Or the
not
Dust
bad.
Bear, yep.
Or the Dust Bear. Dust Bear would be great too.
So he's
They're all
gonna
good.
send Havness with
Okay, so
the Final
he-
Heart, and now DD Crow's gonna come down to banish that Havness from the graveyard.
I assume Chain to its effect, right?
You see
that
right
is
there,
himself.
he's playing a
But Justin's still
Telements.
not able to take down this Raging Phoenix.
Can't summon another Malicious.
Floodgates
deck
open.
because he's not allowed to have a Dark Monster on the field.
Yep.
Oh,
But now-
looks like Justin does have Triple Tactics talent.
William did use a monster effect of that DD Crow, so this turns that talents online. I imagine he's gonna draw 2.
I think that's the only way to go here, right? It's... Oh,
So he's gonna negate that with Roar, or Rage.
oh.
And now he's gonna activate Triple Tactics Thrust.
Oh, when he sent Harpy's Feather Duster to the graveyard.
Oh, that is devastating.
Yeah,
But
he's gonna try to
doesn't
switch
have
it to
the
below the
monster
back
ability
row,
directly
but
this turn.
He looks back at his Duster.
Takes it a little bit.
Come back.
That's
That was so
funny.
unfortunate.
Yeah, it's only
that's
one.
You see
Up.
the look on his face, he's a little upset.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, he concedes.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, he's so close to
yeah,
coming back
yeah.
in this game. But yeah, those are his
Yeah.
targets are Fool's Bear and Harvey's Feather Duster. The talent's probably the other target as well. So he's
Yeah,
getting CD2,
yeah,
and now
yeah.
William
So-
evening out the series with his Salaman Great strategy.
Let me pause
Salaman
this. So
Great-
on this door right here, basically, if there's an argument between triple tactic thrust is if it's broken or not, but this is the bottom line. It lets you get any normal spell trap from your deck. It's broken. It doesn't matter what you think. It's broken. So the only problem is if that card that you need is in the graveyard. It says from the deck, right? And some of the cards are one of. So yep, he got stuck, and he conceded.
One game win away from making it to top 16. It would be Salaman great if it did it, but we'll have to see how he's going to do going second. He's gone first both of these games so far.
We're gonna pause it and
It's
fast
gonna be time for
forward.
Justin to be able to go first and show it. His players send the top 5 cards of their deck to the graveyard.
So the typical line of the
cash, so yeah,
tournaments,
malicious.
dumping. Like I said,
relevant
if you don't
effects.
know this,
Oh, that's a
then
crime,
I don't know, you're a
And then the malicious
rookie
is
or...
huge.
I saw a trap card. I thought it was a Solia.
I mean,
So the
Telements
crimes
is
gonna
a
be
very
able to add back
common
early,
deck to
banished,
duel.
Huge. And Tiercash is going to send a couple more cards. And he sent Solik as
Uh,
well.
wow,
The
he
AC
has a lot of
130 is
effects
not
as well.
This is a
affected
good
by
turn for
that
Justin,
deck.
and it doesn't look like there's anything William was able to do about it here. He's just sitting back watching Justin work. Yeah, it looks like, oh man, his hand all engine, all Salaman Great cards for the most part. So it looks like he's going to add Tearlaments Sharon from his deck to the hand, thinks the effects of Soliak.
The Merly is from the crime.
So the way that I do this deck, I don't care what goes to the graveyard because
Well, it
whatever
looks like he
goes
has a
triggers
solid
my
hand of
cards
solid red
anyways.
but it doesn't look like he has anything to interact with
And
Justin
the
on
floodgates
turn.
freeze it,
Sharon's
and
gonna
then
activate
I'll
it.
have
So he's going to send the
any
Merely
monster
probably.
that's an issue, I'll banish it, and then
Make sure you protect this case.
I'll have
Send Merely to the Sharon,
cards
send the top two cards of the deck
that
to the graveyard. Shyama and another Rhino.
stop them from attacking or activating effects
sends
any
great
level
cards to
6 or
double check
higher
this game.
with Ice
Yeah,
Dragon
he
Prison,
definitely
and then
sends
also
cards
I
to
play
Yeah, no, he's definitely off to
Summon
the best
Breaker.
start this game than he had either of the two previous
So
ones.
if you don't know what Summon Breaker is, it's a field spell, so you activate it, and that's going to be in some of the combos that I'm going to be sharing in the future. You activate it with, I kind of don't want to share it, but might as well so that you understand. People don't know I'm working on a new AC 130 for 2024, and it's the AC 130, but it has updates, and what it does is more leaning towards special flood, and then I also increase the number of back row protection. So basically, any card that you discard to pop or any feather duster, basically if the card says destroy, if you're targeting my back row, I'm gonna trigger it. I usually do 2 to 3 negates, so all your cards are useless, and I'll freeze you. And what happens is when you summon 3 summons, you goes to the end phase. With your hand, your hand in your hand, like the cards in your hand, all you get is 3 monsters, and it's your end phase. And then I go my next turn, and I'll blow up the field, and then establish the negate, so they don't stand a chance. So we're gonna move here
And now
forward.
he's going to shuffle back to him. It's Merely and
And like I said, this is just the old combos. It gets old.
They like doing this. They like
this
that
happens.
this
It's great.
happens.
So
No,
at
when I
this
was
point,
doing
you're
Berserker, not as
establishing
fun.
negations on the field with
Checking
Baron.
the graveyard, he might have a response to the kill.
I mean, because come on, they special summon spawn like crazy, right? And that's the whole idea of all the
There's nothing
decks.
you can really do that would be too damaging of an interruption.
I just don't like to make it sound so complicated
earlier
because,
glimpse at William's hand, he
let
doesn't
me
really
pause
have
it
anything.
because people like to make it sound like, oh, I know everything and you don't know nothing. But then you go to the channel, they can't beat any of the decks. And then when I play against these decks, they're trash. And you might be thinking like, why does he think he's the best? No, no, no. Come to my channel. Don't listen to me. Come to my channel, see me crush them. That's better, right? Because your favorite YouTubers can't do that, but I can with the budget deck. And the thing is, people can't trick me. I know how the decks work. It's just special summon spawning, and then they're just linking and synchroing XYZ fusions, and then from that they have a bunch of negates. So all I do is I stop everything and then I crush them. And when they try to do it to me, it doesn't work because I have a lot of disruption to clear the back row, clear the front row, playing board breakers and stuff like that. So it's useless. It's useless to resist.
The Weasel, it's not too bad.
So we're gonna be
It's a really
fast
hard to come
forwarding, dumping and dumping and dumping.
So he's going to use Beatrice right away here, detached to Sin. Probably going to send the Merely. Yep, here goes James Merely. He's going to make the Kaleido Heart to try and spin back that Flame Buffalo. Back into the deck. That's where you want to be. You don't want him to link off the Flame Buffalo because it will get a draw as well. So he's going to stop that from happening and go for Kaleido
Looks
Heart.
like
Shuffle it back into the
SP
deck.
Little Knight is up in the
Williams
field
But
already.
he normal summon or special summon with
So
you.
basically they banish on the field in the
In
graveyard.
hand, I believe. So he's not quite done just yet. Still has to deal with the Soul. The big thing is the Soul with the Kaleido Heart's also just a whole nother interruption. He's going to get the negate a monster effect, bring back the Kaleido Heart, and send another Aqua to his graveyard as well. And
I
still has the
think it
Espeon
is, right?
Knight
This
as a layer
one
of
He's in a tough
protection.
spot. The fire recovery is the only reason he's even still playing right now.
Yes, definitely. So he can bring back Summon Grade of
I
Fire.
think it is, yes, the SP Little Knight.
Especially, and then it has effect of the graveyard to banish to shuffle back 3 fires and draw a card. Nobody does have the Mudora, so he's not even going to let him special summon back the monster. We forgot about even another layer of defense in the graveyard. Justin just off to a great start here in game number 3. Put on the pressure and hasn't let up just yet. He's putting that Hoffness back, so in case he has to use the Soul with Kaleido Heart, he'll have another fusion that he can make afterwards as well.
Williams running out of options.
Yeah, they're just either interrupting or negating their plays, you know? And they're running
So
out
he
of
still has to
plays.
send a card from his hand graveyard to the fire recovery, even though there's nothing left to special summon.
And then I'll trigger the Gazelle message. Do you have 2 in hand? You have 2 in hand? Okay. Well, 3 technically, because Gazelle's done. I'll negate.
Yep, going to negate the Gazelle with Baron.
So
That's
there you
gonna
go.
destroy
Like
the
I said, I mean, you don't even need to look at it. You should know
It's a
from the
really, really good
beginning
one.
how it works. But just
He's
that
gonna
people
do
make
fire
it seem
recovery.
like,
So
oh,
back
you
one,
don't know
2, 3
nothing,
fire
I know
monsters.
everything, but all of
Well,
that's
fire
not
recovery can
true.
use in the same turn, which is a nice feature.
I
of the
just
card.
flooding the field with monsters, interruptions and negations. Whatever you play, they stop it, and that's it.
Is he evenly matched?
Then they have bodies on the field. They
I
just
think
attack
you
you
do
the
not want to
game.
lose in time here when you have such strong control of the game.
Once you understand
Baron
how
is not
easy
gonna
it
be
is,
like you
then
guys
you're
might
like,
have a
oh
chance.
wow.
Don't
So I
let the
know.
fire
So like,
recovery
yeah,
come
you
up
do. The only thing
Can
is
activate it.
knowing what do
No,
the
it's not.
monsters
Only
do.
the shuffle
Once,
back
because
in.
once
Oh,
you
yeah, only second
understand,
part's on turn. Okay,
you
so
can
the card's
maneuver,
up.
and that's what I do. You
Good
can
hand.
maneuver around cards.
He's running low on cards, though, so I don't know how much he can do with it. Justin still has his little knight.
And the Soul set.
Oh, and I think they're talking about
He's playing pretty well through a tough board.
Williams playing the best he can through a very tough board. And he obviously knows
his deck is thin, and
Send
there's
the
a
top
lot
guys from the
of
graveyard.
thumping in the
So the
graveyard.
Weasel.
Triggers? No triggers.
All right, Justin saying, okay, proceed. So he's going to discard Spinny from the hand to increase the attack of Weasel by 500. And now he's going to use SP Little Knight to banish the Baron so he can reset the negate, banish the Weasel off of the field. I don't think he has anything to shuffle back with Jaguar. Yep, that's it.
Nope, that's it. Nothing else to shuffle back.
And Justin, not getting obliterated in top 32, moving on to top 16 with his Horror Steelman strategy. It might be his chance to win here this weekend. You know, if you lose to Exodia in 2 weeks, that has to just give you some sort of energy to really keep coming back and keep playing. If you compare him to Seto Kaiba,
Oh
maybe
yeah,
that
I
was
think this is the
push
guy
he
that
needed
lost to
now. Maybe
Exodia.
he's the YCS here in Richmond this weekend.
He's just 4 matches away.
Really is, and he played it.
Let's go back a little bit.
All right, Justin saying, okay, proceed.
Oh, okay, so he didn't have any
So
follow-up
discard Spinny
plays,
from the
and
hand
that's
to
a
increase the
wrap.
attack of Weasel by 500. And now he's going to use SP Little Knight to banish the Baron so he can reset the negate, banish the Weasel off of the field. I don't think he has anything to shuffle back with Jaguar. Yep, that's it.
Nope, that's it. Nothing else to shuffle back.
And Justin, not getting obliterated in top 32, moving on to top 16 with his Horror Steelman
Okay,
strategy.
yeah, yeah.
It might
So
be
we're
his
gonna
chance
move
to
on
win
from
here this
here.
weekend. You know,
I'm going to go into...
So this next one is Pearly,
He's going to be
Pirelli.
able to attack, and it's going to be use effect to add another.
Definitely the first half.
So this is the deck I'm going to be covering next on how to beat.
Making the decision carefully here to determine what you're going to grab. It's going to be the Pearl Leap.
Yeah, this makes a lot of sense. He does already have access to street.
So, 'cause
he
you
does
don't know
put
what
the
this
street
deck
will
does,
At least put one sleepy memory on your
there's only one thing going on. Well, actually two. A lot of spells, and then bringing out their XYZ to have like multi-negations, and they just stack and stack and stack and stack till they can't stack no more. They take all your cards, they use cards from there, they can spin cards back.
No actual rescue monsters. Clifton takes game too handily.
Doesn't help
Oh,
with
so he can deal with
Jonas will
it.
have the fire department members at the headquarters. Take a look though. This is going to be interesting.
He can deal with it.
That other person was
That wasn't even a broken board, but whatever.
But what
Maybe
Well, let me go ahead and use
a
the
bad hand or something. I didn't watch it all. We're seeing it
Ready to go, here we
together.
Maybe one of the few decks that doesn't want to take the hour turn approach. You really do want to get the rescue set up immediately. Slice out the Preventers. We're probably going to see this linked off into Link Karibo. Clifton noticing it looks familiar. It is very much the same start of the turn.
Yeah, Steven not being particularly lucky here. And an overall very consistent engine. I think this is the trade-off, right? Steven really wants to focus on that non-engine, so he's sacrificing positions to playing multiple
Everyone's
cards. So
playing
this
this
is why
little
he has less
SP Little Knight.
access. Oh, looks like he actually opted to keep those drone loppers. Probably over Nibiru. I guess if you're trying to choose which one has
What?
access output.
What
He's
is
still got enough
this?
to
Is
protect
it
the,
Rescue
and
Ace? I
if he's able
think it
to use,
is.
I believe that's a contain, I guess. I mean, it would be way better if it's
Pearly's at bay, but we got to see what the first play for Clifton will be.
and hopefully effective use of the trap card. Looks like Clifton doesn't
I
have
don't
anything,
know.
so
This
it looks
Rescue
like
Ace
Clifton
looks
really
pretty
well
weak. Usually they
The hard part's
establish,
working against them, but
unless
you
he's
can't
going to
always rely on
activate
that.
all the
He
spells
has
and
skills
traps
to
right
stop
now,
it.
because you
So
know how
we're
it
gonna get
changed?
Gas Blast is gonna go ahead and stop.
It looks like there's a Tron emergency here, and Ash used on Hydrogen as a desperation play. If you're trying emergency up, that has to be really rough for Clifton to see. So now you're able to freely go into the Hydrant here. Do you have any way to stop it? I mean, he's going to be forced to use Little Knight, or you're going to be forced to use Infinite Impermanence.
You see me smoke this deck too. This YCS version the same one.
Little Knight could be chained, and then the triple resolves will be no longer on the field. But we know there's already, actually no, we don't know if Preventer, because Preventer was already used, or Preventer would have made this really easy to resummon that turbulence.
So all they're
Alright,
bringing
so
is
it's
monsters, and then the
rescue,
monsters
and
brings
after
all
that,
the
we're
spell and
gonna
trap on the field, and obviously all of that is negations and interruptions, which is 4, but they usually have more on the field, so it just add on, so you have to deal with like 5 or 6.
More deeply into the links, and he
There
knows
you
that
go.
he doesn't want to do anything else with those guys.
So this is the same combo that the guy
Might not
used
be
on
able
me,
to win game two,
remember?
just be setting up for a turn
On
where
my
he stops all
duel?
the Clifton plays and then goes into the next turn, but I think it may be different. Looks like SP Little Knight.
So he gets the banish.
So what happens
like
from
he's playing
these
extremely
cards
conservative
is they
here. Obviously,
usually
not attack at
target
all.
monsters.
Because, I mean, this is what
So,
happens, right? You know it's not even Impermanence, it would have been used
If you
on
have cards that are
Clifton,
non-targeting, well, you'll
so
survive, but if you
trigger
don't,
right,
you're
trigger
gonna go
all
bye-bye.
as conservatively as possible. You're trying to get as much advantage from every single effect that you can, leaving Clifton with no trade-ups. If Clifton can't get any trade-ups here, there's just no way he can ever play through the plus
And
4
the
trap.
SP Little Knight with double
Get
banish.
your game plan going, and that's what the Rescue Ace strategy does really best, is stop game plans from happening. The fire department is absolutely prepared with the contain and extinguish.
Yeah,
it's
so
really
like he
gonna
was
take
saying,
a
all
lot,
it
just
is
very careful
just a
versus
bunch of
Clifton's
negations and
active
interruptions,
card, and has to
and
be
they get it
somewhat
from their monsters that trigger a quick play and bring monsters to the field from the deck. This is where we are right now.
You can use the alert to add from deck because you have Hydrant in your hand, or sorry, Hydrant on the field.
I do see a Nibiru there in the hand, so
Three
maybe that's why
special
Clifton still feels
summons.
like he's got some hope there. Again, if there are too many monsters that are brought out, that obviously is going to have Nibiru set up, but that's what's so great about Steven's play right now. This is the end phase of the turn. He's summoning these monsters now, so he doesn't have to do it next turn. He can maybe stop shy of Nibiru.
I'm going to draw for turn now.
Oh, see, so they're saying that he's preparing because he doesn't want to go over the 5 because then the Nibiru would trigger,
Right view
remember?
there.
Going to grab that Airlifter. Airlifter will be able to potentially grab Rescue's headquarters.
Normal summon Airlift to easy search.
All right, we're going back to HQ here, probably.
So, in case you didn't know, this deck is just normal or special, and then it brings cards from the deck to the field.
Also gives you that great extra
And it
bonus.
just
Although
does that
I
again,
always
again,
say
again. If you can stop it until there's too many
Alright, so
interruptions and
number 2.
negations on the
Preventer going
board.
forward, banishing that turbulence.
And then after that, they just go for the OTK.
Yeah, he's counting how many summons he needs to commit here to get that damage in. There's not that many.
So we're going to link off our Rescue Ace Preventer and SP Little Knight, combining maybe do another SP Little Knight like last time.
I think he needs to put up more damage now. He looks like Protect Code Talker. Just for more damage. Just reading Protect Code Talker real quick.
Nice to see the Cybers package there. It's just been so amazing to see how people have elevated the Rescue Ace strategy, not only using cards from Age of Overlord, but throughout this year.
Yeah, the Savage package, a lot more prominent pre-Age Overlord, but now it's still showing that it might be the better route anyway. HQ's going to be able to shuffle back here, putting back to Preventer, and looks like 3 spells.
Man,
So
this guy
maybe
letting
that's
him do what he wants. This is
And
not
because you got that
good.
Rescue Ace Hydra, you can even activate one of them now, so we might be able to extend our way into the...
I don't know if you remember when I played it, I blew up their whole backfield and negated their whole front field. So they had to go with like 4 negations, 4, 5, 6, and 3 interruptions. I had like 6 or 7 negations and interruptions against this deck, which is one of my most broken
Looks like this is what we're gonna call it.
combo
We're gonna go
on
ahead and
my
start
budget deck. and he went through them all, but he couldn't survive the Dragoon at the very end after he took.
This might be it.
I think he took 4 negations, 3 interruptions, and the last one was Dragoon. He couldn't do it.
You have Ash in your head. I think he does.
So Omni negated, and when I went, I did double. I did double attack. I think I'm gonna pause it. I think my Eternal Soul triggered Dark Mission for 4 or 5,000, and Dark Mission for 25, and I won the game. That guy lost connection after that.
I mean, realistically, if
So
you resolve Dragon 1000,
here, and that was the same YCS profiles you see right here. Here, what happened was he did that, but the opponent didn't respond to anything. So it's safe to say he did whatever he wanted. So you don't want to let your opponents do that, because if you're gonna let them do it, then you're gonna have to deal with 6 to even 10 negates or interruptions, and basically none of your cards are worthless, like you saw right now, and then it just OTK you. So we're gonna move on to see something else. Let me pause it. Now we're moving into the Unchained. I believe the Unchained. So he's bringing out the Appaloosa with the Quarter Century. And then we went over Unchained. Remember the combos? All it is, monsters, trigger, bring more monsters from the deck, brings traps. If he gets spells, the spells draw more monsters. And oh, it's Inferno?
Just what he moved to the top of his deck there.
Or
It is Jabbar. Oh no, Abominable. Okay.
oh, okay. He's playing against Unchained.
Yeah, I mean, Pack can negate the monster effects in hand with Appaloosa, can negate the monster effects on field with the Mortal Phoenix Gear Free. But the Gear Free destroying it is pretty huge.
That's true.
So he's going to go
Yeah,
down
against
with
Hyper Noise.
It's going to be destroyed, but it's going to trigger the effect in the graveyard to special summon from the deck. And since it's a damage step, I don't think Appaloosa negates the activation.
This
so
is
we'll be able to
Pack
stop
from
that.
Team Samurai.
And I guess the Immortal Phoenix Gear Free can't. Can Immortal Phoenix Gear Free? Let's see.
Remember, he did that
Oh, you can't
against
use Gear
me.
Free. It doesn't negate the activation. So you can't use Gear Free
Let me
damage.
pause it. So what he did was, here we can rewind. Like if you think I'm lying, let me see. Crap. Let me pause it so I can find it.
Using internal 6
Okay, so if you remember how I was explaining it, they play
Wow.
Tour Guide and then special summon the Rhino, and then from there they
Yep, it was a DT. It looks
they
like. So
link,
he's going to go
and
first.
then it just changed from there. And there you go.
Does he have
Remember,
the
that's
Jabbar to change
what
his hand? Get it off the field. It doesn't look like it, but he does have triple tactic talents instead.
that's what they did against me. Remember? And I played Floodgate. I don't remember if I covered this already because I was on this video from the beginning.
So that's the way he went.
All right, this Plano Texas duelist is going to be looking at his hands. Definitely probably drew the cards because he didn't have any other plays beyond this.
We're gonna pause
yeah,
it.
Looking at the hand is quite powerful, but doesn't he drew in anything.
didn't help him. That usually means you have a lot of safety going through your place. Likely going to be something along the lines of Aruha, or maybe one of the trap
So
cards
here
to
we
get
go.
started.
I couldn't find the other one, but there was a play.
There's the Aruha. Do we see a Troll Lockbird for some reason, Christopher? I imagine not so, but you never know.
Certainly would be interesting. But it looks like we're going right into setting a card face down.
Yeah, the very standard opening here. Aruha.
You know how I was
When you
playing
see
against the Unchained? They played the same line of play that they did against me,
Save
but
is likely going to.
I blocked it all.
Suppose you get some Shyama here. If there's Shyama going to be able to destroy the Aruha, going to be able to summon Shavara from the deck.
Remember what I told you? There's nothing else going on but popping. It pops itself, and then they bring it from the deck to the field. They go into the graveyard. The graveyard come back to the field. They're getting trapped. They're going into their
So now you have access to chamber as well.
link and XYZ.
Yeah, but this is the line that allows you to protect yourself from the Bureau the most. So likely the Yama is going to add Sarama to hand so you can normal summon it, because you did start without having to do any of those normal summons. Okay, you're adding Sharvara, which means you probably already have Sarama in hand.
Makes sense. You're not going for that one
Usually
back.
this deck, they start with their Unchained, but most of the time they start with the Tour Guide.
Very deliberate, intentional play from
And
Making sure
if you
he's
see
making every
this
decision he can.
video, you're gonna see the combo I'm talking about.
Immediately trying to special himself, going to be able to summon another monster from the deck with the effect of chamber. There's going to be another Shavara.
This feels like the point where we might intersect into our Highway King Caesar. And there we go, we're opening up the overlay network.
So there you go. We're talking about
There is a Caesar in defense. Trying to play around maybe a Lightning Storm or so.
Possibly.
the Caesar. Remember
Just
we're
want to take
talking
that
about
chance
it.
again. Every moment's important.
So-
I see. He wanted to conserve the normal.
And there's the Tour Guide that I was talking about for the
Taking a lot of
normal.
look here. I don't see a Sengun.
Interesting. So not going to be doing any of those fancy plays right now. I wonder what he's trying to go for. He's trying to summon. Yeah, he's going to summon Rakea. He can use Shavara in his hand to destroy the Rakea and try to end on a much stronger field. Is he going for double Caesar? He might be going for double Caesar.
It would be very powerful. Obviously, you can use that effect multiple times per turn. Having 2 sets of them, that might be an incredible way to keep those Pearlies from ever doing what they're supposed to.
So if you don't know
Take a
what
look
it
at the
does,
graveyard
is any monster
there
that's
it is.
special
I think it's
summon, they
Sarama.
negate it.
So Rama can likely go after the raid and reset chamber. Does he target the chamber here?
Would imagine so. Certainly a masterclass of Unchained play. Everything getting to resolve, everything getting to go off. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Christopher has anything in his hand that would stop this prematurely.
You know, he's going after escape here. You can add back another Shavara. Okay.
So we're looking at the same situation
Yeah,
as
naturally makes sense. It seems
PAX duel
A roundabout way of going through this, but now we finally have a pot of
with
clarity once we've gone through
what's
so
it
many cards in
called?
your deck.
Looks like we're about to see 6 more.
Rescuers, which
Now you're looking for that
I mean
non-rescue.
Infernoid,
Probably would take
that
another
didn't
copy.
really do anything to
Chris looks, I'm not really sure
stop them. Like they
Well, so we
just
got
let them
Infernoid,
know what they
Infernoid.
did. I think that one's an
Oh,
Infernoid
taking the rest. Taking the
rescue.
mistaken rest.
The mistaken arrest is huge here. Nice to be able to play Tour Guide and Mistaken arrest in the same deck.
They're on the bus.
Take
Yeah.
a second here to think about it.
And dueling
Mistaken
against
arrest
these
is what
decks,
he's
if you
gonna
don't
take.
want to
We
respond, I can do it. Sit back and
It's similar
let
to
them do a
Draw, but you
bunch
can
of
draw.
things.
And it worked for 2 turns, so it will be
It's
stopping
horrible.
Joseph's turn on the following turn as well.
Hey, but if you're already set up, that may not be the drawback you think it is.
The biggest concern here is that you don't get the value from Caesar.
You'd have to hope on some ball
Because you're also
breakers.
on the board hanging out with no summons to
At that point,
Well, no,
nobody
more so
cares.
not being able to add the dark contract.
You
is
need
awesome
to
as well.
break it.
But I mean, that was going to happen with Joel anyway. Yeah, Mistaken Arrest is not a card you typically use immediately. You want to wait until it trades up.
Christopher, I think, mistaking it for Shared Ride earlier, but no, it's Mistaken Arrest. Engen is in trouble this time.
Uh-oh. So it doesn't look like he ended in a good board.
This is Pearly's last step in the tournament, and also Christopher's.
I mean, still also Joseph's.
As far as I know,
Steals victory here.
It is a strong
they're
defensive
just
board here,
going to
so
be
Christopher's going to have to make some careful plays to get through it.
negated. Yeah, he's going to have to maneuver.
Enemy controller as well as Did I see Dark Lord more? I don't think
He's going to be
there in the corner.
taking
So
your
he's got everything he needs to turn the
monsters,
board basically just
destroying
off.
your monsters, and
Yeah, he has Shabara,
negating
and
the
unfortunately
special
doesn't have
summons.
Yama.
So you just have to maneuver through carefully.
Well, Crystal will have to commit something to
It's
board
not
soon,
as
certainly
bad
to
as
the
it
board.
usually is, because I've seen it set up. Honestly, like if you know what I'm talking about this version of the YCS, somebody that can pilot it correctly, they do about 3 negates and about 4 interruptions.
Once he's Mistaken Arrest, he doesn't have to, just so he can keep the follow available.
So even if you had 8 cards, there's
Unfortunately, he's
nothing
going
you
to
could do.
arrest.
Yep, has to be wary now that he's going to be under that restriction as well going into his next turn. Escape will be able to special another monster here. Oh no, actually, I'm sorry, he didn't end up using that Yama, so perfectly fine way to play through the Dark Lord as well.
Well, from now on, neither player is going to be able to add cards from the deck to the hand because of that Mistaken Arrest. So,
Doesn't stop him from adding from the graveyard, right? Just make sure.
taking a look at the text here, only the deck is restricted.
Cool. So really, only thing we're
I
losing
think he
out
played
next season is
Feather,
Mistaken
and then he triggered the effect, so they can't switch cards no more.
Maybe just an Aruha. Yeah, just an Aruha, just so you have access to Abominable from the Shavara in your hand. So now you're likely going to force out the Dark Ruler as well.
You kind of have to do it. I mean, there's no other options here because all of those monsters are a threat to those precious Pearlies.
And you do have Straight Pearly Street as well as enemy controller.
Okay, so he's playing Pearly.
Dealing with the Rage here.
We can fast forward. I should end the video already, but
We're very aware of what Mistaken Arrest does. Take a look again to confirm it again. Just not adding cards from the deck to the hand, which is one of Pearly's favorite things to do.
and remember how Purely works, right? It's just all spells and then XYZ. If you take the spells out of XYZ, the deck
That's going to be
stays.
fine.
Definitely have to. No monster effects can be activated in response to this card.
And then you go the board breaker, goes there.
Joseph's just going to say, okay. And now Christopher has to find a way.
So he's going to be stacking all the spells and going into XYZ. He's going to be absorbing spells, popping cards, sending cards back to the deck.
So, Rakea already in the graveyard. I'm not sure what you want to summon. Are you trying to summon Abominable? Seems very expensive at this point.
Once he goes into the high level of the XYZ, you cannot be targeted anymore, destroyed. And I think it goes to like 4,500 of attack, so he's going to be in trouble.
Alright, he's going to summon another Shavara here.
Let's see.
You will need to summon that a second Shavara. Only while it's on the field anyway, but I don't think it's leaving.
You could always come back and watch
Pearly
the
players did
full.
amazing this tournament, but unfortunately we will not have that amazing defender strike back to the
Oh, okay. So, who lost?
Down just the last few cards for Christopher here.
I'm guessing the Purely, right?
Definitely having an hour turn kind of moment considering how many Unchained effects have resolved this turn, which is Christopher's turn.
I'm confused why. Yeah, so yeah, and that's enough. Joseph takes it. Chris knows he has no actual playable cards. You just want to play it out, and Joseph is going to the finals.
Well, the Pearly players did amazing this tournament, but unfortunately we will not have that amazing defender strike back to the
Joseph.
Chris knows he has no actual playable cards. You just want to play it out, and Joseph is going to the finals.
Well, the Pearly players did amazing this tournament, but unfortunately we will not have that amazing defender strike
Yeah,
back to the handshake
so-
coming down a second time. Both players certainly understanding. They've been up at the tables before. They understand what it takes to be here, and the other guy across from you is putting just as much work. So sometimes it's just not the cards for you. But hey, this was quite the achievement to get this far again.
Yeah, honestly, it takes Pearly Fanatics to get this far, because I really don't think the deck was well positioned in this format. I think it had a lot of bad matchups, especially with Rescue being so popular. We see multiple times in the feature match how Rescue just has so
Yeah,
many
for
effects that really
Unchained.
shut Pearly down. So it was not my choice for
Yeah,
this
shut
if I
down
would play.
Pearly.
But I mean, we see.
Yeah, I
Rose
mean, you
absolutely
can see on the
loves
field, all they
Rose
had
so
was a
far
little
to be top
puppy
player,
thing, that's
but we see
nothing.
Unchained deck showing why its conversion rate was so strong. It's going into the finals now. We don't know what it's up against at the moment. It could be.
So they do one last Unchained versus Unchained, and they do those combos again. That's going to be it. Hopefully you liked the video. If you'd like me to keep doing some quick reviews, and then you can hear the commentating on top of it. You can see the deck, and then you start seeing what is going on, and everything's familiar. Then you don't have to trust all these fake channels that teach you you can't beat these decks. This deck, your road deck can't beat it. All of those things are lies. You see me crush all these versions of the profiles. I have the Makanko too. I crushed it. I think I crushed it 4 times. And usually most of these I have somewhere around 5 to 10 duels. And I'm not going to lie to you. Like I said, I win 80%. I do lose some, but I win the majority of my duels. And you can see these broken combos. And you can see the AC-130 crush these profiles. So hopefully you like the video. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this of me doing a little overview. But like I said, I don't like to make it as complicated as other people because they try to make it to where it's special and it's not really at all. You can crush this deck easily. It's just maneuvering and knowing how they work, which is like a Yu-Gi-Oh experience. So with that having been said, you guys, God bless, take care, and Dark Magic attack.